What is up, DTube Steam blockchain? So I was reading on Twitter today and yesterday and like every day, but I was reading a new tweet from the official DTube account on Twitter that said a couple of days ago it was a tweet about Mainnet by the end of Q4 2019. Now that's very interesting because, well, it is we're soon going into 2020s, so I think this time period is very, very interesting. So what mainnet basically means of DTube is this new Avalon blockchain, the testnet that they released, I think, in June this year, that currently is in a testing phase with the DTC token, that it will start the mainnet. And according to this tweet, it may happen in the next 50 days or so. So that is extremely exciting because it's 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 kind of interesting. So how I sort of see this, I've been waiting for this for 5 years. A great alternative to the algorithm kind of feed that has been on YouTube. That already annoyed me 2014, 2015, maybe even 2013. So for me, I've been sort of looking. What can be better? Like what? Because I couldn't exactly formulate it exactly what was needed to be done. First, looking at, well, should you make your own sort of website? But then you need, well, should I sort of host stuff myself? And it seemed well, and then when I read the Avalon white paper, I still tried to, because I enjoyed reading white paper before that in 2018. I still haven't found any sort of improvement that I would like to see on it. It used the way I sort of imagine like the ideal reward system for video. So for me, it's going to be extremely fascinating to see this play out. It's especially very exciting for video creators like myself that has earned on YouTube with AdSense since 2011. Still earning on AdSense. Sure, it's great, but at the same time, well, we have more high-end smartphones now. We can produce way more video, but so the so-called format that is more exclusive on YouTube, it makes it hard to sort of grow. It's like, okay, yeah, you can use the AdSense, go through many banks, and then you get some value, while you really just want to flip the value around super fast as you can with the Avalon blockchain. So this is a very, very interesting time frame, as I said, because we're also at this kind of point, like the algorithm stuff is not just on YouTube. It's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on Facebook. So you have you have all these people that are sort of, you have these platforms that started to they have onboarded basically millions, billions, and now a lot of people really starting to have really high end devices. So they sort of starting to look for potential alternatives to sort of start to explore more new fresh technologies. So we have millions of people that are producing a lot of amazing stuff that earns zero, for example, on the Instagram and so on, just because it's extremely exclusive sort of systems. And if you want to grow, for example, if you do a YouTube channel, you have to like see exactly what people click on and you try to feed the algorithm, but you're playing against an algorithm, so you don't have any proof of brain, which becomes extremely problematic when you want to scale. And so millions of people potentially that may want to explore more video, and sure, they can do it on Instagram, but you're not really earning anything. Even if you earn a little bit, you want you want a system where everyone already earns and everyone already starts to become onboarded on more proof of brain systems, where you have incentive to make a person think more. And we know already how hard it is to sort of make people move from one platform to another. But it's going to be much easier when you have a liquid token system. So I'm extremely excited to see how this is going to play out, because just observing the testnet and the people using it, used as a test, of course, because, well, a lot of people, of course, use it also for DTube and the Steam blockchain and stuff like that. But it's very interesting how, if you have an inclusive mindset, you realize, oh, we can embed YouTube videos. Oh, everyone can sort of earn, and not just these buzzwords. So a lot of these other kind of projects, yeah, they use these buzzwords of everyone can sort of earn, but they don't really have the competence to sort of build something, and they don't really have a competence to sort of understand the real value of video and blockchain. And sure, I've been seeing a lot of other stuff in this ecosystem sort of tries to do some video kind of service, mine, BitChute, and all this. I don't even want to try them out, because most of them are not running on a blockchain. Most of them are sort of trying, maybe they just try to be negative or something like that. I mean, for me personally, I sort of try to see it like you sort of need some kind of balanced system and a little bit more professional system where people can sort of do what they do best, and not just try to build a kind of an industry on like hating on those other systems. So the inclusive aspect with the token, the new Avalon blockchain, how using the testnet for many months now, and I still haven't found a single thing that I want it to be, that I want to be, that I want them to sort of improve, because, well, they already tested it for almost now 2 years, and so they've slowly been able to have like a real product out, and sort of be more street smart about it, and sort of get people that are consistent and that is doing something daily and paying attention daily and doing it for almost 2 years. You sort of the big problems would probably already have popped up, but video just simplifies so much stuff, because it cuts out a lot of nonsense, a lot of drama, and so on. So what I see that I don't think many people are seeing is, well, it already is a better system than the reward systems on other platforms, because you're playing in a different dimension. I would say you're playing in a different dimension, a fully digital dimension, and and the and I think the concept of, oh, I might need to get super many views. I think that concept is going to go away super fast when people get some DTC token and they see, oh, it already has value. Oh, I can already use it. Oh, it already increased my voting power, and it does that automatically. I don't really see why anyone then would go back and look at and chase YouTube views, because is it 100x or 1000x more efficient in terms of the energy that you need to get value? So 100, I talked about this 2018. Well, 100,000 views on YouTube, if you want to get that, sure, you can get it, but you might just earn $100 in fiat, and then 50% goes away instantly in tax. It's 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 just not a great system, you know. So this is just natural evolution in many ways in terms of technology, and you get humbled by this industry. So I want to see this mainnet, how people are going to interact with it also when it's a mainnet, because then you open up for a true market where people can have way more incentive to experiment with proof of brain. And I think more people are gonna experiment then with making other kinds of content then also, because there are many interesting markets. Like right now, sure, a lot of people are doing vlogs and stuff like that, but a lot of people are gonna can start to be able to do those under other sort of video niches when the mainnet is out. And I wanna see how it sort of plays out, because it's like when people have the computing power to have the latest smartphone, and when they don't need as much more computing power, they just want a clean system, a clean system that just gives them some form of something that they can measure. Of course, you want to measure proof of brain, measure that in terms of ones and zeros. It's way more engaging, it's way more fun, it's way more long-term building versus measuring likes and clicks that you don't, it's not even proof of brain because those people are just going to click on the next video, and it's not really so empowering anymore as well. It was empowering first when it was new and we did not have any alternatives, but when we start to have alternatives, it's going to be very, very interesting. So 2020 is going to be super exciting to see more project comes out, and I'm very, very curious if any model eventually is going to be even better than the Avalon thing, because for me it's very, very hard now. They call it the second generation, this social media blockchain, which I totally agree with, because it is like a better, a faster version of the Steam blockchain. That so Steam blockchain already been beta tested since 2016. So it's very interesting now moving into 2020s, having some next level stuff and see how people are using it. Users, I want to see onboarding. I want to see if more people are starting to do video, and 2020 is going to be a lot of focus on trying to make people learn more, like educating regular people, and sort of see if you can make more people do interesting stuff and realize, well, what you do on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, you can do it way more faster if you do it with video, and you have this whole group of peers that are also doing the same thing, so it just speeds up everything. So 2020s, it's going to be a fun time for video creators.